Let us all unite and celebrate together the victories won for our liberation. Let us dedicate ourselves to rise together to bring back liberty and unity. Oh, sons and daughters of Africa, flesh of the sky, flesh of the sky. Let us become the tea of God. You may be seated. Thank you so much. Now, normally, traditionally, anywhere you go, when a director of ceremony says good morning, it's always very weak, very weak. But today, we're not going to do that, right? We're not doing that. So when I say good morning, there's going to be a lot of energy. I'm going to get a lot of responses from the room. I can see so many students in the room, so we're going to get it right, right? Can we try it? Can I trust you? Good morning. Thank you so much. You're such a lovely crowd. I can see everybody that is here. Welcome to the Namibia University of Science and Technology. You are in the High-Tech Transfer Plaza Select. If you haven't had the privilege of walking around this very floor, please make time to do that today, but that's only going to be after we show you what we have on the other side of town and on the other side of campus. We are here for the launch of the Digital Arts and Animation Department. Now, before I get to anything, let's officially establish our protocol. And today, representing our Vice Chancellor is none other than Ms. Miriam Dikua, who is our Deputy Vice Chancellor for Finance and Operations. So today she's the acting Vice Chancellor. So ma'am, the stage is yours.
Good morning, everyone. As you heard, my name is Miriam Dikua. I'm representing the Vice Chancellor, who unfortunately cannot be here today. Director of Ceremonies, Ms. Kuda Brandt, Honorable Sanet Steenkamp, Minister of Education, Innovation, Youth, Sports, Arts and Culture, Honorable Emma Tufilis, Minister of Information and Communication Technology in absentia, Professor Andrew Nikondo, our Deputy Vice Chancellor for Teaching, Learning and Technology, Professor Fungai Bunishava, our Acting Executive Dean to the Faculty of Computing and Informatics, other members of the extended NUST leadership, Mr. Roger Gertse, Managing Director at MultiChoice Namibia, Ms. Michelle van Beek, Director of the National Arts Gallery of Namibia, sorry, Ms. Esther Bekes, Chairperson of the Namibia Film Commission, Ms. Florence Haifene, Deputy Director of the Namibia Film Commission, Ms. Greta Gasper, Funds Administrator of the National Arts Council, our distinguished guests from CRAN MBA Fund, Bank of Namibia, Filmmakers Association of Namibia, Creative Institute Africa, and Mongila Studios, UNESCO. Esteemed colleagues, members of the media, and students. Good morning. That was a long one. It is indeed an honor to welcome you all to this momentous occasion, the official launch of the Department of Digital Arts and Animation at the Namibia University of Science and Technology. Today, we are not simply opening a new academic department. We are reaffirming a national commitment to creativity, innovation, and future readiness. This year, NUST celebrates the 10 years of existence as a university under the theme, A Decade of Eminence, celebrating education, science, and technology for development. This decade represents a defining chapter in the life of our university. It recognizes our historic journey with roots tracing back to 1980, when we began as the Academy for Tertiary Education, to our technically focused work as a polytechnic from 1995, focusing more on vocational and technological training. 10 years ago, we transitioned into a full university as enacted by the NUST Act of 2015. And today, NUST is a leading institution in applied sciences, research, and innovation, contributing significantly to national and regional development. In the past 10 years, our work has been guided by a vision to be a leading institution in science, technology, and innovation, a university that responds directly to the evolving needs of society and stays ahead in rapidly changing world. The creative economy now, one of the fastest growing sectors globally, is reshaping how we learn, how we work, and how we communicate. The launch of this new department today aligns closely with the President's intent as per her State of the Nation address earlier in 2025 and the goals of the NDP6, which highlights youth empowerment, digital transformation, and cultural preservation. It is informed by the Minister of Education, Innovation, Youth, Sports, Arts and Cultures, Namibia, Arts, Culture and Heritage Policy for 2025-26 to 2029-2030, which encourages investment in creative education, cultural industries, and the promotion of artistic excellence. Ladies and gentlemen, through this new department, we are responding to these national priorities aimed at positioning Namibia to the top of new frontiers. We are expanding Namibia's academic and developmental reach into a sector that both honors our heritage and prepares us for global competitiveness. The Department of Digital Arts and Animation is a timely, transformative addition to our academic landscape. Allow me to explain the deeper significance of this initiative. When the idea to establish this department first emerged, it was never just about adding new courses. It was about building a long-term phased ecosystem for creative innovation. And the development of the department is being rolled out in 4 phases, each designed to respond to our country's development goals and the real needs of our creative industry. The first phase, which we celebrate today, introduces a set of short courses designed to provide practical, high-impact skills to professionals already working in the creative and communication sectors, as well as marginalized communities, women, and persons with disabilities. These foundational courses are essential to broadening access and ensuring inclusive participation. The second phase will introduce 2 full academic programs, a Bachelor of Digital Arts and Animation and a Bachelor of Film and Television Production. These programs will offer students comprehensive and future-focused training, preparing them for careers that require both technical mastery and strong storytelling abilities. The third phase will add specializations in gaming and digital advertising. These are fast-growing global sectors in which Namibia is ready to participate as both creator and a competitor. The fourth and final phase will bring in music and performing arts. That one is very close to my heart. Completing the department's interdisciplinary scope and embracing the full spectrum of the creative economy, from visual storytelling to sound, movement, and performance. Alongside these academic offerings, the department is establishing a creative manufacturing hub, which will serve as a national center for creative production and will be integral to the department's long-term sustainability and funding model. Exciting stuff, yeah? As you may know, Namibia currently has a limited pool of qualified professionals in animation and digital arts. To address this, the department will implement a train-the-trainer model, working with both local and international experts to deliver workshops, mentor staff, and co-teach modules. Where local expertise is not yet available, we will facilitate knowledge transfer through strategic partnerships with studios, institutions, and training providers across Africa and beyond. This approach will help us build national capacity while exposing our students to global best practices. With robust infrastructure, relevant curricula, and top-tier talent, we are building a department that is not only sustainable, but transformative, one that aligns with our national developmental goals. meets industry needs, and positions Namibia as a rising force in the global creative economy. Invited guests, in closing, our launch today here is NUST's step into this national declaration that the creative industry is not a luxury. It is not an afterthought. It is central to who we are and to where we are going. It reinvokes our purpose as a people and helps us revisit the many aspects of who we are in exploring our source of identity, dignity, of opportunity, and of pride. Through this department, NUST reaffirms its role as a key development partner in shaping Namibia's creative and digital future. Let's move forward together with vision, commitment, and with pride. I thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Acting Vice Chancellor. Thank you so much. Now, our acting vice chancellor has been very modest when she simply said art is close to her heart. She's actually an artist herself, so we've got artists amongst us. Honorable Minister, this is a true story. So thank you so much for that. Now, one of the things that she mentioned, if you were paying attention, she spoke about courses or degrees that are going to come out of this digital arts program or rather department. Can anyone name a short course or a program that's on its way? Anybody? Okay, great. Gabriel, can we give her something, please? There's nothing else. You missed the chance. That's great. Thank you so much for that, ma'am. Yes, definitely there is script writing. So please do take a look at the courses that are on offer. Everything is on the NUST website. Now that we've been welcomed, I can officially introduce myself. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Koda Bond. I'm the manager for corporate communication and marketing here at NUST. Now, we're swiftly going to move on with our program. But before we do that, you saw that our theme for today is reimagining storytelling through digital innovation. Now, if there's something that Africans can do, it's storytelling, right? Everybody has that family member that tells stories, possibly with exaggeration, but does it very well. And if I can even take it up a notch, if you have the privilege of having a Nigerian colleague, they tell stories like there's no tomorrow. And that is why Nollywood is a $6.4 billion industry. That's US, ladies and gentlemen, not $1. So with that said, I'd like to call upon Ms. Florence Haifane, I beg your pardon. She's the Deputy Director of the Namibian Film Commission.
Good morning, everybody. Let me stand on the protocol established already. And I'm not going to tell stories. I'm not a very, very good storyteller. But this conversation with NUST started about 2.5 years ago, trying to broaden the scope of film and animation training. And I'm happy to be standing here today at the launch of this new department. Now I can proudly say when I go to festivals, because the question always comes, does Namibia have animators? Does it have filmmakers? Does it have this? Does it have small, it's still developing. But from now on, I can proudly say, yes, come to Namibia, come collaborate. We have talent, we have animators, and they are making big things happen in the land of the brave. We are a population of 3 million people, but we've got big hearts, we've got huge spaces. So come, I think that will be one of my selling points when we market Namibia as a destination for filming. So the launch of this new academic department marks a new chapter for Namibia's creative industry. And the Commission is proud to support this significant step forward for our film and digital arts sector. Our support reflects our strong belief in the power of collaboration and minds come together with a shared vision. We create fertile ground for growth, for jobs, and telling authentic Namibian stories that resonate not only within our borders, but across the globe. We must also recognize the broad impact of animation. I'm actually very excited about this. Film, yes, maybe, but for me, animation is the future. Beyond just film and entertainment, animation has the potential to revolutionize education, healthcare, agriculture, tourism, and even public service delivery. It could even be much more than that. Information easier to understand, improve learning results in classrooms, effectively communicate public health messages, and create immersive marketing tools that showcase Namibia as a destination open for business. We must make our marketing efforts now interesting. You know, we no longer want videos and that. No, we need to improve on our offering, the way we sell who we are as a people. Therefore, it is a powerful tool that can strengthen all sectors of our economy and make services more engaging, accessible, and impactful. The digital age demands more than talent, it demands us to be innovative. And this department, I believe, will equip young Namibians with the skills and tools to compete in a rapidly evolving global media landscape. I believe it will also bridge the gap between traditional storytelling and new technology. It will look from animation to gaming, visual effects to immersive digital experiences. When people used to ask us, does Namibia have a film school? You know, I would always cringe. Yes, we do have a film school. We have College of the Arts, you know, this and that. But now I can proudly say, no, we have a full film program. You know, it has animation, it has this, it has that. So I must really thank NUST for this bold step in moving our sector forward. I believe a sustainable film sector depends on strategic education, skills development, and the nurturing of local talent. This department is a foundation upon which a more resilient, inclusive, and globally competitive Namibian film industry can be built. The students who pass through these halls, you are the future of our storytelling legacy. Yes, you are our future. To NUST, thank you again for your commitment to innovation and excellence, and to our partners and stakeholders, to our government. Let us continue building bridges. Let's not just collaborate on projects. Together, let us shape a film industry that is innovative, collaborative, and sustainable for generations to come. I thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Haifania. Another round of applause for her, please. And thank you so much for your remarks and just really reminding us that we are part of this legacy. Now, ladies and gentlemen, in the interest of time, we're going to swiftly move on to a musical performance by our students, the NUST Icarus Society. Another round of applause for our students, please. When you're the director of ceremonies and at any point in the program when there's silence, the stress veins start appearing. But I was quickly reminded that art cannot be rushed. Wasn't that worth a little awkward wait there? Now, in the spirit of storytelling, I was telling one of my colleagues earlier on that yesterday as I was driving home, I stay somewhat out of town, I bumped into a cow. Now, the cow is fine, but I was reminded now, if that had happened this morning, with all the waiting that we've done to officially have this event, what was I going to do? But I was going to find a way. No cows formed against me shall prosper. Either way, today was going to happen. So with that said, next we welcome a voice from the arts sector, one of Namibia's most important cultural institutions. Please put your hands together for Ms. B.N. Ferris. She's the manager of the National Arts Gallery of Namibia.
Esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to also stand on the protocol established. My name is Bu-Ann Ferris from the National Art Gallery of Namibia. In my normal portfolio, I serve as the marketing and communications head. However, today I'm here in my capacity as acting director. During my years at university, my lecturer, an experienced media practitioner, held in very high regard a 3-minute video we produced for a class assignment. This video stood out to him because we had thoughtfully condensed a series of drawings into a single frame through movement. And at the time, our primary goal was simply to meet the assignment's requirements. However, this process taught us an invaluable lesson: the unparalleled power of visual storytelling. Today, we live in an age of saturated content. Thousands of stories compete every day for attention across screens, books, and galleries daily. Traditional narratives alone no longer suffice to capture and hold our audience's attention. And this is why innovation in storytelling is not a luxury, it is a necessity, a challenge and an opportunity that sits in the crossroad of culture, technology, and public engagement. To reimagine storytelling means to rethink the boundaries of a narrative. It means breaking free from a linear structure and embracing new formats. And the visual storytelling remains at the core of our craft. Innovative storytelling challenges us to move beyond traditional visuals, to experiment with new styles and cross-disciplinary collaboration, to push our creative boundaries and invent new visual languages that resonate with current times. While storytelling connects communities and preserves heritage, it inspires change, and innovation helps us ask, how can we make our stories more engaging, inclusive, and impactful? The NUST Department of Digital Arts and Animation provides this unique opportunity to push how stories are told, not just what stories are told. A versatile, impactful medium that educates, entertains, and inspires, also connects people and continues to bring stories and ideas to life with visual dynamism. By supporting innovative storytelling, we not only advance our institution's mission to help drive the cultural sector forward, as it enlightens, challenges, and inspires meaningful connections. It is therefore with great pride that I announce the positive conclusion of a letter of intent between the National Art Gallery of Namibia and the DAA. This progressive step paves the way for a formal memorandum of understanding aimed at promoting collaborative exhibitions that integrate both the traditional and digital art forms. Additionally, it will support the co-creation of workshops, lectures, and masterclasses designed to engage youth and communities at the intersection of visual arts, crafts, and technology. Further objectives include exploring new avenues for digital commercialization, supporting the digitization and preservation of Namibian artistic heritage through emerging technologies, and jointly undertaking research projects and cultural storytelling initiatives. The DAA further underscores the gallery's educational efforts through school tours and guided walkabouts, recognizing that visual storytelling does enhance information retention and comprehension, specifically with transformed exhibitions, curatorial texts, artist biographies, and other relevant institutional information. This partnership powerfully extends our shared mandate to preserve and encourage artistic expression while celebrating creativity, culture, and heritage through reimagined and interactive approaches. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, as we embark on this journey together, let us remain mindful of the responsibility that we carry, not only as custodians of creativity, but educators and storytellers of our time. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Ferris. We appreciate those remarks. Now, swiftly moving on to our program again, I'd like to call Mr. Roger Hetzer, the Managing Director of a household name, I beg your pardon, MultiChoice Namibia.
Whose team won last night? I can see the Liverpool guys are happy. Not so happy. The All Blacks. I've learned that the Honorable Minister is a Director of Ceremonies. I'm tempted to stand on the protocols as established, but allow me to at least acknowledge our Honorable Sanet Steenkamp, Minister of Education, Innovation, Youth, Sports, Arts, and Culture, Long Lane. Also our Acting Vice Chancellor, Mrs. Tikua, and then allow me to stand on the protocols as established. Distinguished invited guests, members of the faculty, students, and partners. Good morning. You look lovely. Give yourself a round of applause. Also give this beautiful facility a round of applause. Today marks a significant milestone for MultiChoice Namibia as we proudly celebrate the official launch of the Namibia University of Science and Technologies Department of Digital Arts and Animation, apparently DAA. At MultiChoice Namibia, we are deeply committed to enriching the communities in which we operate. Our investment in local talent within the film and television industry is not just a corporate initiative, but a reflection of our deep belief in the power of storytelling, creativity, and innovation to shape a brighter future. The demand for skilled digital artists and animators continues to rise across the length and breadth of our beautiful country, our industries, and by supporting education in this field, we are helping to cultivate a new generation of professionals who will elevate local content and bring Namibian stories to life. MultiChoice has launched the MultiChoice Talent Factory in May of 2018, and since then we have sponsored at least 13 Namibians to participate in the Regional Film Academy in Lusaka, Zambia. And as we speak, we have 3 students who have been starting their journey in the MultiChoice Talent Factory in Lusaka as from July this year. Through this investment, we have been able to provide the industry with fully rounded alumni who's already operating within the industry. Notably, Esther Bekes is one of our proud alumni, who's now also heading up as the chairperson of the Namibia Film Commission, and others who has really been instrumental in driving this revolution of filmmaking in Namibia, and we are proud of those success stories. But Honorable Minister, what we've also been able to do was to introduce master's classes, and we could scale that since COVID, because then we had been able to use the technologies at our disposal to give more of our already established creatives who were self-taught and who didn't have the opportunity to go to facilities like this, to be taught on various departments in filmmaking. So our journey in developing creatives have really come some years now, which led to our local productions, which are on screens and where we are now taking our local stories to the world through our platforms, DSTV, GoTV, and Showmax. The establishment of this department signals the beginning of a new era of our creative industry. It directly contributes to the growth of the Namibian creative economy, stimulates job creation, and encourages entrepreneurship, which are seen as key pillars for national development. We are excited as an organization about the transformative impact this program will have, not only on the students who will pass through its doors, but on the broader film and television landscape in Namibia. Together, we are laying the foundation for a vibrant, innovative, and globally competitive creative sector. Let us continue to champion local talent, invest in our future, and take Namibia to the world. And I thank you.
Invest in Namibia and take Namibia to the world. Thank you so much, Mr. Roger. Now, our mandate, our core mandate as an institution, as the Namibia University of Science and Technology, is STEM, right? Science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. But there's an A in there that also needs to be included. Can someone tell me what the A stands for? It's going to be STEAM. So not STEM, but STEAM. Anybody? I wanted to give gifts, but there's so many of you that got it right. I promise I'll give you something at some stage. Definitely. So that's science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. Now, with that said, I'm going to call upon Ms. Candle. Her name is Candle, as in candle, the light. She's going to give us a poetry performance, and right after, there's going to be a short student's animation. Thank you so much, Ms. Candle. Come and light us up, please. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. As was already said, my name is Kendall. I am a poet, writer, and first-year student at the university. I will be sharing a poem written by myself titled Storytelling Through Digital Art. I do not paint with oils, I paint with pixels, with brushes that buzz and hum like machines breathing, strokes made of light, a voltage of untamed imagination. They say it's not real art if it's not on canvas, but let me tell you, when I press pen to tablet, I give the forgotten child wings. I resurrect ancestral magic in high definition. This screen becomes my stage, my battlefield, my diary, and when I share it, when the world taps like or holds breath in front of a color storm, this is my story told with the soul of 1,000 years of storytellers burning through my fingers. There's no ink, there's no page, no dusty pen, a digital brush, a beating heart, a storyteller's modern art. I suffer in silence. Frame by frame, I carve breath into journalists turn emotion into illusion, take you by the hand and lead you into a world where hearts talk without tongues. You see cartoons and I see choreography. You see laughter and I see labor. I speak in symbols, I scream in silence, and I break through your cluttered mind with color, contrast, and composition. My art doesn't hang on gallery walls, it lives on buses. It lives on screens, on shirts and revolutions. A poster can be prophecy, a logo can launch nations. One design can burn a message into minds more permanently than 1,000 essays ever could. Design is not decoration, it is declaration. So next time you scroll past my work, pause. Because what you see as aesthetics is actually a battle of balance, of story, of voice. I am the quiet storyteller, the loud whisperer. I tell the tale behind the tale in gradients, grids, and geometry, and I am the messenger of meaning in a world addicted to speed. They told me art had to be clean, had to be smooth, had to make sense, but I am a child of chaos, a disciple of distortion, and I found truth in the broken. When the screen glitches, when the pixels fall apart like a drunk god forgot how to dream, that's when I lean in, because beauty isn't always clear. Sometimes it's corrupted, sometimes it's jagged, sometimes it screams in statics. The glitch is not the enemy of story, it's the source of it. Because life isn't a series of errors that somehow still become poetry. So no, I will not clean it up. I will let it bleed. I will let the noise narrate, because broken stories still deserve to be told. I do not just create games. I create dimensions. Rain from particles, pain from polygons. Every quest is a confession, every hallway a metaphor, every level a reflection. And I built immersion, not to escape life, but to reflect it in deeper and stranger mirrors. This is not cinema. This is not fiction. This is fusion. Virtual, maybe, but the tears are real. Because even in a world made of code, truth still finds a way in. And when the system crashes, when the screen shivers with static, I do not flinch, because even in the glitch, I find gospel. Beauty in the broken stories that only noise can tell. Then I crack open reality itself, give you a headset and say, step in. Feel what it's like to live in someone else's dream or nightmare, or kneel in wonder before something that doesn't exist but matters anyway. This is digital art. This is the evolution of storytelling, not bound to paper, not trapped in galleries, but alive and light. And I am the architect of emotion. I am the engineer of empathy. I am the silent narrator of a world too fast to listen, but not too fast to feel. So do not call it just design. Do not call it just a game. Do not call it just a cartoon. This is not decoration, it is declaration, and I will keep telling it in every stroke, in every frame, in every glitch, in every world, in every spark of virtual flame, until the screen fades to black, hiding the things I couldn't say out loud. Yes, I remix, I glitch, I download, I delete, I layer meaning like filters on a bad day. I control plus Z my mistakes, control plus S my sanity, and when life crashed, I controlled plus altered plus created my way out of it. And while the whole world asks, where will you go with this? I'm already gone, already uploading, already evolving. So next time they ask, what do you do? I tell them, I control the narrative, alt reality, and create clarity. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, did you see the quality of students we have at the University of Science and Technology? And wasn't Candle's performance just exceptional? As a first-year student, what were you doing in first year? With that said, I'm going to call upon Mr. Regan Mamumo. He is the Deputy Chair of the Namibia Film Commission. Ladies and gentlemen, our program is quite packed, but we're getting there to the really good part as well, equally good, where we're going to go to see the venue, this DAA that we keep boasting about. But whilst I still have the mic, I think it also just really speaks to the collaboration, all the partners that have come together and made this possible. We really thank you. A round of applause, please. Mr. Regan Mamumo, Deputy Chair of the Namibia Film Commission, the stage is yours.
Good morning. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Master of Ceremony, Honorable Minister, I would like to stand by the protocol so far observed. And I would like to thank NUST for the bold step in establishing this department. When we took over as the new commissioners at the beginning of this year, we had to review to find out what have so far been achieved in the Namibia film industry. And one such KPI that we had looked at was to see whether we have a lot of animators in Namibia and to see how we can be able to grow the film industry, especially the animation part of it. And the challenge was that we have a problem because we don't have institutions where we can train animators. So we are proud today to say NUST has become one of them. What do you say to that? So we would like to thank NUST for that. And as a commission, we took it upon ourselves to say we would try our level best to support NUST. We are going to sponsor some students that will come and do animation here at NUST. That is part of what we are planning to do. But I stand here as the deputy chair of the commission, and the speech that I'm going to read to you today is a speech which was supposed to be read by the Honorable Minister of Information, Honorable Emma Theophilus. So I'll read it as it is, and please record it as the minister's speech. Okay, standing by the protocol so far observed, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is an honor and privilege to join you on this momentous occasion as we celebrate the official launch of the Department of Digital Arts and Animation here at the Namibia University of Science and Technology, NUST. Today is not simply about the opening of new academic program. It is about the birth of a vision that places Namibian creativity on the global stage while grounding it firmly in our stories, culture, and identity. Around the world, the creative economy has become one of the fastest growing sectors, driven by digital technologies, animation, gaming, and innovation storytelling. It is projected that Africa's creative industry will contribute billions of dollars to the continent's economy in the next decade. But more importantly, it is young people, your ideas, your energy, your innovation that are fueling this growth. Namibia is not standing on the sidelines. With the establishment of this department, we are taking a bold step forward, ensuring that our youth are not only consumers of global creative products, but producers of film, game, digital art, and stories that reflects who we are. Ladies and gentlemen, this initiative aligns perfectly with our national aspiration from Vision 2030 to NDP 6. It also reinforces the government's recognition of the creative arts as the fifth priority area under the current administration. Beyond policy alignment, it speaks directly to the urgent need for building a knowledge-based economy, harnessing the creativity and innovation of our young people, and advancing our collective commitment to creating sustainable jobs and opportunities in sectors that will define Namibia's future. The Ministry of Information and Communication Technology, under which the Namibia Film Commission falls, plays a central role in shaping this creative economy. Through our policies, regulatory frameworks, and partnerships, we seek to create an enabling environment where innovation thrives. The Namibia Film Commission has been instrumental in promoting local films and television production, attracting investment and supporting our filmmakers to tell authentic Namibian stories. The Commission's collaboration with institutions such as NUST ensures that the talent we nurture is not only skilled, but also connected to industry opportunities, both at home and abroad. The Department of Digital Arts and Animation is more than a space for technical training. It is a hub of creativity and collaboration and innovation. Through short courses such as 2D and 3D animation, script writing for films, foundations in filmmaking and scripting for children's television, the latter being the very first of its kind in Namibia and potentially across Southern Africa. We are equipping students with practical, industry-relevant skills that are not only marketable, but transformative. This groundbreaking children's TV scripting course first took place in May and June 2025, marking a historic step for our country. I understand that all, if not most, of the students were funded by stakeholders who believe in the power of storytelling and the importance of producing quality children's content for Namibian audience. This investment speaks volume about the confidence that industry and partners have in the vision of this department and in the creative potential of young people. By nurturing this niche area of content creation, Namibia is positioning itself to fill a critical gap in the region while giving our children stories they can see themselves in. I believe firmly that the young men and women who will pass through these doors will not only seek employment, they will be creators themselves. They will be job creators, entrepreneurs, and cultural ambassadors. They will bring life to Namibian stories that resonate with local audience and captivate the world. Ladies and gentlemen, achievements of this nature are never the work of one individual or institution. They require vision, collaboration, and dedication. I therefore wish to commend the leadership of NUST, the faculty and staff of this department, our industry partners such as MultiChoice Namibia and the Namibia Film Commission for their commitment to nurturing this new frontier. Your effort exemplifies the power of partnership and nation building. To our students, you are the heartbeat of this department and the future of Namibia's creative economy. The journey will not always be easy, but it will always be worthwhile. Approaching it with courage, with imagination, and with the conviction that your choices matters. Because it does. Namibia needs your ideas, your vision, and your fearless creativity. Today, as we officially launch this department, we are not just opening a new chapter in the history of NUST. We are launching a movement, one that celebrates Namibian talent, amplifies Namibian stories, and builds a creative economy that is both inclusive and globally competitive. Ladies and gentlemen, let us seize this moment. Let us invest in the brilliance of our youth. And let us together ensure that Namibia's creative spirit shines beyond our borders. As the Ministry of Information and Communication Technology, we stand ready to walk this journey with you, to support, to collaborate, and to champion the growth of digital arts, animation, and film in Namibia. I thank you.
Namibia needs your ideas. Thank you so much, Mr. Manu. Another round of applause for him, please. Now for our next speaker. She was born on 29 October. I'm not going to say the name, they say it's rude to tell. Do I have permission? Okay, loud and proud. Born 29 October 1972. Are you doing the math? In the Taras region, right here in Namibia. She professionally trained as an educator and public administrator. She holds a master's degree in education, particularly in educational leadership and management from Wales University. She served in roles such as a senior school counselor, regional director for education in the Ghana region, the executive director of the Ministry of Education, Arts and Culture, and on 22 March 2025, she was appointed as the Minister of Education, Innovation, Youth, Sports, Arts, and Culture. Ladies and gentlemen, they say the future is female, but it's in fact the present that is female. Please join me, rise, and may we welcome our Minister. Honorable, it's a pleasure to have you on this.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Please take a seat. Do you know why they do the salutations? It's to calm the nerves. Because with keynote speakers, it is a given that one has to go through all the salutations again. But a warm good morning to all of you, and how lovely to make eye contact with you and to have such a huge crowd here. It is exciting. Let me start by acknowledging and thanking the Director of Ceremonies, Ms. Kuda Brand, for doing an excellent job at the moment. I wish to acknowledge Ms. Miriam Dekua, the Acting Vice Chancellor, Professor Andrew Nikondo, Deputy Vice Chancellor, Teaching, Learning and Technology, Prof. Fungai Butus Shava, Acting Executive Dean to the Faculty of Computing and Informatics, Mr. Roger Gertze, Managing Director at MultiChoice Namibia, Ms. Bu-Eng Fieres, Acting Director at the National Arts Gallery of Namibia, Mr. Regan Malumo, Deputy Chair of the Namibia Film Commission and standing in for the Honorable Minister, Emma Theophilus, the Minister of Information, Communication and Technology, Ms. Florence Haifene, Deputy Director of the Namibia Film Commission, the UNESCO representatives, Ms. Helu Ilago Moshal and the team. Thank you very much for joining us. Also Ms. Nkariko Amugulu, who is our Director of Arts in the Ministry. We also have very special guests from CRAN, the MBA Fund, Bank of Namibia, and as we have already said, the Filmmakers Association of Namibia, Creative Institute Africa, and the Modular Studios. But the most important people right now are the students. Can they please rise so that we can give them a round of applause? Why are you at the back? You should be at the forefront. Thank you. Thank you to our students. I'm so proud of you. And I think you will all agree with me, esteemed ladies and gentlemen and members of the media, that we all had goosebumps moments when we were listening to our students. And it just reminded me again, once more, being in this platform and being at NUST, it took me back to my own story. 25 years ago, 90, is it 24 years ago? 1990, 91, 92, and when we came back for studies, I stayed at the Sanlam Rand Flats across from here, so you can see how old I am. And 2 o'clock in the morning, I would sit in the lecture halls of NUST because I didn't have a place to study. And there were times that we literally prayed that the lecture halls will not be. At the time it was still the academy. We would pray that the halls would not be closed so that we could find a way to study in the morning. So they brought back very fond memories. And this morning, one of the key participants here asked me whether I still walk my dog, because 25 years later, which is now the present, I used to walk this area very early in the morning. So that's two things about me that you need to know, or that you could know. You can ask for more. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm absolutely delighted to be here. And thank you for having me. I would like you to turn to the person on your left and say, thank you for being a creative, transformative agent. But you must make eye contact, eh? Thank you. Turn to the person on your right when it's done. Beautiful time for change. Beautiful time for change. Thank you to Kendall and the performers right here. It shows you the excellent talent that we have. But talent must just not be identified. It must also be nurtured. It must be invested in. Really, I am very, very proud and humbled at the same time, while also being honored to be with you today at this official launch of the Department of Digital Arts and Animation at the Namibia University of Science and Technology. I would like to congratulate Professor Errol Naumap and his team for having the foresight as well as the leadership and also the continued commitment to providing future-ready education that truly respond to the needs of our young people and our country. With the establishment of this new department, a new and powerful message is being sent throughout Namibia, that we take the creative economy very seriously, and that as a people, we recognize creativity not as something that is regarded as luxury, but as truly, we have seen it being demonstrated as a key driver of innovation, identity, and the inclusive growth that every former speaker made reference to. You will agree with me, ladies and gentlemen, that people are at the heart of Namibia. And the youth is our greatest resource when it comes to the creative industry. Can we have a round of applause for that? Earlier this year, at a State of the Nation address, Her Excellency Dr. Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah outlined 7 national key priorities on the developmental agenda. And this department that we're all here to launch today speaks directly to at least 4 of them. First and foremost, it can be used equally to promote and develop our sports, also to empowering our youth, but also strengthening the quality of education and training and expanding our creative industries. What a huge responsibility and weight. And yet we have the means and the people, the ideas and the innovation, and those who believe in us to do so. This launch, ladies and gentlemen, aligns with our national development agenda, the 6th National Development Plan that has also been made to earlier, which calls that skills should be relevant, innovative, and globally competitive. Namibia to the world. The Namibian Arts, Culture, and Heritage Policy, crafted for 2025 to 2030, highlights the importance of integrating cultural and creative expression with education and economic opportunity, and so much more. I wish to pause at this very moment to urge NUST to closely collaborate and work and create the synergies to feed into these programs, and start off by working with the National Theatre of Namibia, the National Arts Gallery of Namibia, the Film Commission that you've already been working with, and many other stakeholders, but especially also with the College of the Arts, who could serve as a feeder in terms of their visual arts and design programs, also the television and radio programs. And we wish to make a commitment that through the National Arts Council of Namibia, we wish for a creation of a memorandum of understanding with NUST for us to sponsor the students for this course. While we take note that at this point, probably for this year and next year, it will only be short courses, we do make this commitment, and we encourage you to get this off the ground as a matter of urgency. And then, of course, also when the second, the third, and the fourth phase comes in, as it was explained, there will be closely collaboration with the National Arts Council of Namibia. I see Mr. Patrick Sam is nodding his head. I hope it's in agreement. Distinguished guests, the establishment of this department resonates deeply with the long-held dreams of many Namibians to use their creative talents to tell their stories, to preserve heritage, and participate meaningfully in the cultural and creative sector. The narrative of a young graduate was shared with me, one who had been experimenting with animation on a simple mobile phone app. With no access to formal training, she had already created short videos viewed thousands of times online. Imagine what she and many like her will achieve with structured training, mentorship, coaching, and access to the right facilities. And that's why we said we pledge to support access for our students through the National Arts Council of Namibia. Imagine in just a few years, many young Namibians producing animated content, games and films, not only for local audiences, but also for regional and global markets. And that's the promise that is before us. What excites me about this department is that it starts with the short courses that meet people where they are and grow into fully developed degree programs in digital arts, animation, film, and television. We've heard about the 4 phases that has been mentioned, and I believe that the plans to expand into gaming and digital advertising are visionary and truly reflect the interest of young Namibians already active online, often without the institutional support to turn their passion, their ideas, their concepts into what they can call a sustainable career. I understand that this department worked tirelessly, reaching out to many sectors, the banking, the transport, the mining, energy, and many more, to share its vision and explore collaboration. Out of all those conversations, 3 key partners stepped forward with direct support. At this juncture, I wish to acknowledge the partners in the creative industry, specifically in terms of this department, MultiChoice Namibia. We've heard about the local content and what is being done, and the bursaries, the 13 bursaries for those in Zambia. We're most grateful to that. Thank you. The Namibia Film Commission, and of course, the National Arts Gallery of Namibia. We sincerely and graciously thank you. Your investment, your firm belief in our students and the digital artists and animators, your support has truly made a difference. And we believe that this investment in terms of scholarships or bursaries or mentorship is not just financial. It goes beyond that. It shows that you truly have faith in our creative talent. I therefore also urge the broader corporate and creative sectors to kindly step forward. This is a call to visit this department. Let the students receive you. Let the students show you around. Meet the team, see the work being done, and please invest in scholarships, create internships for our students, donate generously equipment, or fund creative projects that respond to our national priorities. I do not see that as charity. I see that investing and nurturing and grooming talent and people are at the heart of Namibia. We know that soon others will join this journey. I'm very positive about that because the creative economy is one of the fastest growing in the world. Distinguished guest, I know that for many organizations, the value of the creative industries is not always immediately clear. There's so much debate going on, and the Yavi dialogue must continue. Break it down, unpack it, discuss it, agree to disagree. What does the creative industry mean to you? What is the difference between a creative sector and a creative industry? Is there a difference? Is the one evolving into the other? Please have this kind of healthy debates and dialogue. But let me share some real world examples of what we have just seen happening here at NUST. In transport, how do we teach young people about road safety? Through short animated videos and infographics that communicate clearly. Can you see the link that must also be there between this department and our schools? In tourism, digital storytelling and immersive media can showcase Namibia's beauty to the world and attract new visitors. In healthcare, animation can simplify complex treatments or public health campaigns in ways that resonate with local communities. Skills like storyboarding, digital illustration, and motion graphics are not just for the arts. They are powerful tools that every sector can use to inform, educate, and innovate, also challenge the status quo. In fact, every line ministry should have a budget for the creative industry. Every line ministry should be challenged to host, first and foremost, Namibian artworks and have them at their disposal. Every line ministry should have a dedicated budget to promote youth and arts activities. Challenge them to that. You have the right to do so. And please, let us make sure through the National Arts Gallery of Namibia that we once more reach out to all ministries, organizations, and agencies about access of artwork of our local artists, first and foremost. Let's promote Namibia first to the world before we promote the world to Namibia. We are at the heart of Namibia. We are the people. So this, what I've just said, they're powerful tools that every sector can use and should use, and including all our OMAs, ministries, agencies, and organizations. Esteemed ladies and gentlemen, as a ministry, I wish to pledge our commitment to continue supporting initiatives such as this one. We will continue to create policy, but also funding environments that are necessary for the creative industries to grow and to be at the center of our national development. We will expand training. We will strengthen our partnerships, corporate development partnerships, and we will continue to champion creative industries as central to our economic and our education agenda. In closing, yes, it's Heritage Week. I may not spot a specific dress or display a specific part of culture, but I'm standing in front of you as my true, authentic self. And I think that is the greatest gift that we can give to our heritage, who we are, what we stand for, what is our narratives, and how do we move on by telling our own stories. Namibia is so rich in landscapes, in languages, in traditions, in heritage. But above all, we are rich in stories. And it is time that we tell these stories in color, in motion, in rhythm, and with pride. We've heard Ms. Haifeni talking about the authentic Namibian voice. We've heard Ms. Fierce talking about innovative and visual storytelling. We've heard that we must champion local talent from Mr. Gertse. So yes, it is, as I always say on my status, Namibia to the world. And may this Department of Digital Arts and Animation be the place where those stories come to life, where these stories are kept fresh, young, relevant, funky, but also soul-searching and soul-enriching, as we saw today with a poem also by Kendall. May these stories come to life right here, where they are not just imagined and shaped, but also shared with the world. Namibia is not just keeping pace, we set ourselves apart in its own path as a creative hub for Southern Africa. Let Namibia be the lighthouse for Africa, where our true Namibian stories shine brightly and are lived through us and help shape the continent's creative future. Finally, the point that everyone has been waiting for. It is my absolute pleasure, esteemed ladies and gentlemen, my great honor to declaring the Department of Digital Arts and Animation officially launched at NUST. Congratulations and thank you.
Authenticity is a feeling, right? Did you feel that? And she's so easy on the air. Thank you so much, Honorable Minister. She not only talks the talk, but she walks it too in heels. That's it. It's my distinct honor now to call upon Prof. Andrew Kondo to give us the closing remarks. He is our Deputy Vice Chancellor for Teaching, Learning and Technology. So we're about to wrap up the official part of our program, but it's not done until we see everything that we're talking about, that we're boasting about so much, right? So after this, we make the announcement again as to how we're going to walk in an orderly fashion to the Science and Technology building. But for now, Prof. Kondo.
Thank you very much. Every time when Ms. Unterbrand is the Director of Ceremonies, I'm just the one to give the vote of thanks. I don't know how that coincidence. So, Director of Ceremonies, I think I should also stand on the protocols as established because the list is a bit long. And if I read everything, people will say, oh, this is the one who is standing between us and something else. I don't want to mention it. Right. I think Sam is also here. Yeah. No, he's gone. I remember him because he used to drill me at NBC there. Good morning, Namibia, with questions, and he followed me even outside that if things were not clear. I wanted to see him because he disappeared from that side. All right, Honorable Minister. So my role here is just to thank everyone. Maybe at the beginning, I just have to start thanking everyone who has come here to support us and also to witness this important milestone. So, and also to thank those who made this a success. Honorable Minister, we really thank you, first of all, for coming and also to assure us that the ministry is going to support this initiative. That one actually was one of the strong words that I take from your speech, and I think everyone here is something that we have to take home. So that the ministry is going to support us. I think the department and also the faculty has heard about that. So meaning that if next time we don't have something, the minister has said they are going to support us. Yes. In addition, Honorable Minister, your speech was motivating, I think, and I believe the student has taken it very serious, but now the student, they disappeared again. I don't see them. Where are you students? Oh, now it is impossible now to thank you because you are no more here. So maybe they are somewhere, they are still coming. I also want to thank, the faculty, my niece. So don't say it's nepotism. Yes, for what you have done and also your team, and extend the same to the head of department, Jordania, your team as well. Really, what you have done. Of course, I also have to thank myself here because I was also part of that team. No one is gonna thank me. So that's what we have done is great for the nation. I know. Hopefully, this one is NBC. Oh, NBC is not here. Okay, but I know there are some media. Okay, please put this one as a front page tomorrow. I'm going to buy the newspaper tomorrow to see whether we have put it as front page. Yeah, it is very, very important. I think the president is going to be very much excited to see that something of this nature has happened here at NUST. I also want to recognize our industry partners here. So, MultiChoice Namibia. You see, I used to see MultiChoice Namibia, but I did not know who was the boss. Now I know you, and I want to be your friend. Yeah, so really thank you, especially for your contribution to support us, 180,000 that you give supporting our students in this endeavor. Really, we thank you. That's a good money. And also the Film Commission, the Namibia Film Commission. Oh, I look at you. No, my eyes are just skewed. They are not straight. All right. Yes, yeah, the Namibia Film Commission, yeah, for providing that gesture of 240,000. You see, it's some money as well to support the scholarships of our students. So we really thank you. This is very great. I'm very happy to see this. So that now the National Art Gallery of Namibia for the donations and artwork and frame of the film at Tradition Studio. So we really thank you for that as well. So this is our industry partners, but they are not the only one. And then this contribution has made a real and immediate impact by supporting students from regions such as Kavango West and Cape Masof, meaning that they are not supporting the wind-centric sort of students, but these people are from the regions, from the end to the end. If you are coming from Kavango West and to Cape Masof. So that's very, very important. And some of these students, to assure you, are raised, by single mothers for that, meaning that these are vulnerable students. So this is very, very important, actually, that we have this type of assistance from you. So thank you very much. Maybe I have not come here actually to make speeches, but just to say thank you. I want also to thank our students, or to recognize our students if they are here, but some of them they are already there in the background. So thank you very much, students. This is actually your department. Now you are the founding fathers and mothers of this particular department. So feel proud of yourself to be the first ever to take this department as the first cohort. So finally, I just want to thank everyone, even if I have not mentioned your name or your title or your department. We really appreciate this. So thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prof. Kondo. I always tell the story, and at the risk of sounding like a broken record, there's a time I traveled with Prof to the north. It was a 7-hour ride, very painful at that. And the reason is because I laughed for 7 hours. Thank you so much, Prof. Now we're going to hand over some gifts. I'm understanding some gifts. Miss Andima, if you can come through. I'd also like to call upon the acting Vice Chancellor to come to the stage. Honorable Minister, if we can ask you to come to the front, please. We've got something small for you. That is very true. Miss Andina has done the most, if I can put it that way. She's trying to be modest right now, distract me. But yes, I'm having a moment where we just really honor you for all the work that you've done. Every time she says, okay, I'm done, and then she goes and does something bigger. Thank you. Mr. Reagan, please. Nkondo. You thanked yourself already, so you had to. Mr. Khetze. Miss Florence, please. And last but certainly not least, Ms. Buan. And now the acting dean of the Faculty of Computing and Informatics to give to the acting vice chancellor. If I can just ask everybody in the program to come to the front, please, for a group photo. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. With that said, we've come to the close of the official, or rather the formal part of our program. So what will happen now, we're going to sing the national anthems, but thereafter, we're going to head on over to the Science and Technology building. It's on Lower Campus. You will be directed by Ms. Andima. She will start with the delegation. So everybody on the program will lead the way, led by Ms. Andima, and the rest of the proceedings will take place that side. There are refreshments. May you rise for the national and area anthems, please. Ladies and gentlemen, very sorry for this. We need to start with the AU game national anthem. We need to be ready. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Cotta Brandt, and I hope I've earned the privilege of your time. It's now time for us to go on over to the arts department. Thank you.
Creating your world inside your mind, or bringing it to life. My name is Jordani Ndima. I am the head of department for Department of Digital Arts and Animation. We're the first department in Namibia, Digital Arts and Animation.